Want to know how to do 1 billion damage on Nightmare Hydra with Titus Blackplume? Let's break it down. Hello, I'm Sola and today I will show you my new Nightmare Hydra team with the recent fusion Titus. And what is good about this team that it can do like a minimum 1 billion damage, and with proper setup you can do up to like 25 billion damage. But for that you will need like a Yumiko. We don't have Yumiko, so we will showcase today the 1 billion. Actually it can be like 2 billions if you will run it over several times team. So without any further ado, let's jump right to it. But actually, before we proceed to the team, let me show you the titles to explain the idea why we're using the team like that. So this is all because of the titles kit, not the whole kit, but actually one skill. He's A2, so it's attacks on enemy. This attack is always critical if this champion is under shield buff. This attack also grants a damage boost equal to value of the shield, removes all debuffs from all allies if the target is killed. So if the target survives, place provoke. So what we need to know, it's first part of the skill. That's the attack also grants damage boost equal to the value of the shield. So yes, it's again the shield boosting team. So our goal is to have shield on the Titus and make it as big as possible, and then attack with this skill and cycle this skill as many times as possible using like merciless gear, using like Lamassu, which can reset the skills. And actually this skill, I don't know, can do up to 50 million damage on its own. And let me actually show you the team I'm using. So this is the team which we have. So we have Titus himself, and we have a couple of, not actually a couple, one shield extender is a Wixwell. Also we have Mikage, which increase the duration of our buffs with her A2. And also we have Lamassu, which can reset the cooldowns and making us at start of the fight boost our shields faster with Wixwell, and then we will reset the Titus himself to do more damage. Also we have Lydia for decreased defense and weaken, and also for the speed buff on us. We have Graazur. Graazur is for the additional damage and for resistance, because yes, we want to have enough resistance to prevent like the stealing head to steal the shield from Titus or from other champions. And what else? Yeah, one of the champions you would need to build in curse set. It can be Lamassu or it can be Graazur, for example. In my case, it's Graazur, because he attacks all enemies with his A1 and all of his skills. So that's why I use Hex on him. This will be really crucial to have Hex for like killing all the heads with one blow. You hit one head and through the Hex damage you kill all of them, and it's when you actually get enough. Let me explain you the idea. So at first what we are trying to do is to extend the shield on our Titus as much as we can. So we will use MX A2 as many times as we can. And yeah, we have the shield from the blood shield accessories on the Titus. We have also shield from the normal shield on the Lamassu, and we have shield from the Emic A3 and or A1 from the Graazur. So the idea is pretty simple. We extending the shield to the point when Titus can one-shot all the heads, and meanwhile trying to control the heads, like placing block buffs on them, and trying to kill the fear head as fast as possible, because at first we don't have any protection against fear, but then you know, when you kill the Fearhead, you will get the perfect whale on some of your champions. So, and you can extend it, so you will have it during the fight. At start, it's quite difficult to deal with Fearhead, but then once you will have several perfect whales, it will be much easier, and you have intercept from the Lamassu, intercept from the Wixwell, which can prevent you to skipping turns from the fear. So, and once we will make our shield big enough on the Titus, we will start actually to use skill reset from the Lamassu on the Titus. Also, one important thing, you don't want to use A3 on Titus because we built him with Merciless. So you want your artifact set proc like a skill reset on the A2 as many times as possible. So we don't want to use A3 on us to not to place it on cooldown. And pretty much it. You can like cycle and pretty much cycle the abilities, boosting the shield. When the shield is like big enough, you can start smacking the heads, and when choosing the heads to smack, see like for example, one head which doesn't have the hex, so the rest of the heads will get the hex damage, or it's like a target neck, because then there is more damage for the neck, and so the rest heads will get even more damage. And try to avoid like tanky heads, because you will not be able to one-shot it, and so there will be no like a surplus damage to other heads. And it's pretty much it. There is one more important thing you need to know, which will make your life easier. So as you know, that's like one of the heads at start of the game will always target who will be swallowed. So in our case, it's Lamassu, and the logic is pretty simple. The target with highest crit damage is always set first. So you need to have at least one champion on your team with highest crit damage. And if not, like Titus will be always swallowed first, and you will just lose your shield on him. And if you do it on someone else, like Lamassu, then it will be Lamassu always first, and then it will be ability in random order. And actually, what is the problem with this pack? That you need to pray for the random to be good. So like this fight shows 1 billion, and I think Titus was swallowed like a fifth in the row. But if you like roll several times and your Titus will never be swallowed, you will like spend all 1000 turns, then I think you can do even 2 billions damage. But this team doing billion because I was just lazy to reset it once again when the Titus was swallowed, because the problem with that. So once Titus swallowed, he lose all his shields, and you can replenish shields and extend it a little bit, but the damage will not be enough. Turns will be just ended, so 1000, and you will not be able to continue. So if you see that Titus was consumed early, then maybe you should restart the fight, because you will not be able to do enough damage. So let me fast-pace the run for you to show how it's actually done. So I'm doing it on manual, but I think you can do it on auto. If you will place Titus as a leader, the Lamassu will always focus him for a set of the skills. But I don't like this idea, because you will get HP aura, and the skill of Titus is work in a way that the more HP he has, the less the damage actually he's do with A2. So let's actually show you the run, and then I will show you how the guys are built there. So this was it. As you can see, yeah, the Titus did 740 millions damage, and Graazur did quite a lot too, but actually it's not his damage, it's because of the hacks, and the rest of the guys are here just to support. So yeah, it's pretty much it's like same problems which Yannick teams had before. So for example, 3% that your resistance will not work, and the head will just steal the shield from the Titus, even if you have enough resistance. Another random effect that's like Titus will be consumed early and you will lose all your shield. So these like two random factors you will need to be prepared to deal with if you want to use this pack. But as you can see, like you don't need to have like a Umeka, you have Lamassu, which is free, Wixwell, which is previous fusion, Mikage, which is always also free, Lydia, which is free. Yeah, Graazur, he is not free, but instead of Graazur, for example, you can use Oella, because she has also increased resistance. So actually this is the main point why we have him there. So yeah, and let me show you the builds of the guys, and then we will see which replacements we can actually fit in our team. So of course, let's start with the Titus. So he's built in Merciless. Why Merciless? Because of the 4-piece bonus, chance to decrease the random skill cooldown. That's why I said like you don't need to use A3, because we want to reset our A2 as many times as possible. Yeah, we don't have any blessing on him, and actually he don't need to do so much damage. What else? Yeah, I have one blood shield accessory on him, which is also nice to have to extend our like artifact bonus shield a little bit at start of the game. So we start from the higher point. Let me show you the stats which he have. Let me check the Hydra battles. So yeah, he has 250 speed ish, so 324 crit damage, and yeah, 400 plus resistance, which we need to resist like stealing the shield from us. Accuracy, it's not important, and HP, I would suggest you to do even less, like a 40,000, 45,000, so to increase the damage. And of course, we push our defense as much as we can. So this is like a Titus build. The relic, we have Malefic Talon for additional crit damage. I would like to have something with crit damage but without HP, but I don't have suitable options, so the Malefic Talon is still the best. Let me show you the masteries on him. This is the masteries. Let me hide the webcam. So it's a pretty simple damage dealer masteries, like Helm Smasher for additional damage, crit rate, crit damage, some healing, like yeah, reset of cooldowns, because we do a lot of the damage, so Cycle of Violence will proc sometimes. So yeah, and second, you can use defense or support tree, whatever you like. So this was the masteries on the Titus, and even I don't have the full masteries, as you can see. So who else do we have? So we have Mikage. Mikage actually in Relentless, but for this fight we don't need her in Relentless. She can be in a random gear. Just let me show you. Make her like a fast and with enough. Actually, they need even accuracy. So the only point why we need Mikage in this fight, it's her A2, like increase the duration of enemy debuffs and ally buffs. This is it. For the ally buffs, you don't need accuracy. So just make her fast and maybe tanky to survive, and this is it. I think you can build her without masteries, without like blessing, without all of that. So yeah, just speed and some HP to survive, and this is it. This is what you want from her. So my Mikage is in Relentless because I used her in another pack with Harima when we need to get extra turns. So this was Mikage. Who else was on our list? Yeah, Wixwell. So Wixwell for us in team, for of course of his because of his A3 when we boost our shields, and like A2 and A3, which actually place the shields. It's when the Titus was consumed, so we want to restart all over again. So we start with A3 to place the shield on Titus, and then we continue to boost it. And yeah, he's built in the cruelty because we want to decrease defense of someone in of the heads, but it can be anyone on your team, like one person with cruelty will be enough. He's built, of course, in a reflex set to cycle our A2 as many times as possible. Instead of reflex, you can use merciless, for example, if you have. But yeah, for me, reflex was easier to get. So again, this is his stats, like a 275 speed, 370 accuracy, resistance a little bit low, 340, but actually with resistance buff from the Graazur, it's enough to prevent from stealing from us. Yeah, so it's like if you have resistance buff from Graazur or Oela, you can make this even as small as it is, like a 350. For the Titus 400, just in case we don't get the Graazur buff, it was like a lost somewhere in the middle. So yeah, from the Wixwell, it's not that scary if shield will be stolen. So you remember the like a Yannicka pack when you want to have shields on everyone and you just cycle and blow out in order, but here we need shield only on Titus. So from the rest of the guys, it's not a problem if it's stolen, the shield. So yeah, build him in reflex and with cruelty or another, for example, brimstone, if you have cruelty on someone else. Here is the mastery, so it's quite common with War Master for some small teeny damage, and offense and support tree. So support tree for extra accuracy, and buffs and debuffs duration extend. This is the Lamassu. So she's built in a shield set. So you will need someone in the team built in a shield set to give like your Titus additional shield. So in my case, it's Lamassu. And also, apart from the shield set, what is very interesting in her build, that he has a very high crit damage, 330. So you remember, like a Titus had 324, so we need to be higher than that. So to make our Lamassu as a primary target to be consumed. So this is why. And yeah, she's fast, 270. She has enough accuracy to apply the debuffs, and she's tanky to survive the fight. So this is pretty much it. It's not necessarily should be Lamassu has a higher crit damage. It can be other champions. But for me, since I building her in like strange build, like a shield, and I decided to push the crit damage, and I had good pieces for that. So that's why. And what else? yeah, this is the main skill we want her for, like fill the turn meter by 50% and resets all cooldown. So first of all, we use it on Wixwell, and then we start to use it on the Titus when he has a big shield enough for that. And actually, after the Titus is consumed and he lost the shield, again you start to use this A3 on the Wixwell to ramp up the shield again, and then yeah, actually, I didn't have enough time to switch it second time for the Wixwell because usually the fights ends before that. Masteries, actually, you don't need any masteries on the Lamassu. I just was using her on the Minotaur, so yeah, it's not important. What you want to have from her, in my case, is shield and high crit damage and enough accuracy to apply, for example, her A2, which block buffs and decrease speed. So of course, you want to have decreased speed because you want to get more turns. So decreased speed, increased speed are still essential, and block buffs to prevent these guys from all the shenanigans with the buffs. And yeah, actually she has intimidating presence blessing, but you can use something more useful for this fight. But I already had the brimstone on my Lydia, like cruelty, yeah, it on the Wixwell. Yeah, so you don't need any other like a special blessings. So let's move on next. And this is the Lydia. As I said, she in a brimstone. She has a brimstone. We have her actually because of decreased defense weaken and increased speed. So this is all we want from her, nothing else. And she's a 9-piece protection, but what even be better than that is a 9-piece feral, because actually it gives you more damage, because she can only apply like a 2 buffs, and we have like a 10% bonus, but she can apply like a 4 debuffs, I think, like 1, 2, yeah, even 5 debuffs. So yeah, feral would be more beneficial on her, but I don't have 9-piece feral. That's why she's 9-piece protection. So if you can, better build her in a feral, and you will get more damage out of your team. And masters are also not important. You can build her with War Master and some increase buffs, debuffs in the support tree. This is pretty standard for this kind of champions who can apply buffs and debuffs. So I think they have the same masteries for the Wixwell and for the Lydia. So it was Lydia, Mikage, Wixwell, Lamassu, Titus. I think this was all of the guys which we had on our team. Let's actually talk about the replacements. I can show you the guys which we have in my clan. Not all of the guys shifted to this pack, but some of us already started to use it. So this is other option. So the Hatter is pretty good for this fight, and Androck, if you have him. If you don't have the Wixwell, you can use the Underpriest Brogni for shield duration extend. But yeah, this is one option. Another option, so this is pretty similar to mine. The only difference, we have Tashira and Androck. So instead of Lydia and Graazur. So as I said, like you can do. So I have 700 million with my Titus, but this guy did 1.2 because he spent a little bit more time restarting and waiting till the Titus was not consumed. So you can easily do like a 2 billions with this pack, no problem. You will just, if you want to like really push for it. So for me, I don't want to restart as yeah. And as you can see, he's using like this blessing, which increase the damage for all the buffs. So we have quite a lot of the buffs on the Titus, and it's pretty good to use. But better actually to only activate the blessing after 4 stars, because HP which you get from the blessing will reduce your damage, but once you will get 4 stars, you will get also crit damage, so which will mitigate this decrease. This was actually our guys. Let's check the brutal. Maybe someone did it with brutal. No, and heart. So no one hit it yet. So yeah, this was it, guys. By the way, Did you complete the Titus fusion? If so, are you using him somewhere? And you know, actually, he's not really good. Not only really good for the Hydra, he can do similar things on the Chimera. Maybe I will do it in a few weeks to show you like how can he perform on the Chimera. And yeah, so he's pretty versatile champion. Don't hesitate to use him before Plarium will nerf him. Yeah, they said like they will not, but I think eventually they can nerf him. Or maybe not. So yeah, thank you for watching till the end. Don't forget to like this video, to leave a comment, to subscribe to the channel. See you in another video. Sola is out.